What's going on, YouTube? It's Mr. Ferguson here. Once again, thank you guys for coming back for another video in southeastern North Carolina. We are down once again in Wilmington at my brother and my sister-in-law's house in Wilmington, North Carolina. There's been just this low pressure off the coast of North Carolina, or the East Coast if you paid attention at all to, if you're on the East Coast. If you guys out west and central United States and up north probably couldn't give a hoot less. But we've had this low pressure system, almost like a small tropical depression. I don't even think it got that strong, right off South Carolina. And so it was just in time for Memorial Day weekend to ruin everybody's beach plans. But I took off Friday from work. We was able to come down here, and that's where we are today. We've been staying here Friday night, and we stayed last night, so it's a Sunday morning. I'm filming this. I actually had another video planned for you guys because I thought I was going to be back home, and Sunday I was going to be able to wrap up that video, but it didn't work out the way I did, so we're going to save that one for another day. Memorial Day, what does that mean? To me, Memorial Day means remembering those that served overseas, lost their lives. It's very similar to Veterans Day. You guys know I was in the military, so please don't butcher me if I get the definition of Memorial Day wrong, but it's remembering those that went overseas. It's remembering those, man. I know that in the military, when I joined the North Carolina National Guard and we went to Iraq, I was expecting something like Saving Private Ryan, to have a big pack, my Kevlar, my weapon, and to just be running off the plane to get into the shelters, and it was nothing like that. It was like being on a college campus where you were safe and you could walk around in uniform and, you know, do whatever. And when we would go off post, it was like war, or we treated it like war. But when you came on post, it was like everything was cool. It was kind of like, you know, the United States was sand. We had Pizza Hut, we had the PX, we had Burger King. And so it was a lot easier than I had pictured it in my head when I was 20-something years old going to Iraq. But for those that served before me, those that went and died on foreign soil, the families that have to deal with that, the effects that has on multiple people, multiple generations. We want to remember those that fought for our country. We want to remember those that died. We want to remember those that gave the ultimate sacrifice. Veterans that came and went, but Memorial Day, those specifically that gave their lives. And it was a big deal. It is a big deal to sign up and to go and to be willing to make that sacrifice. So that's what Memorial Day is all about today on Monday. So with that said, not to make it a somber video or anything like that, but I'm grateful. Though my nation is going through a lot of problems, we've opened up ourselves to a lot of wickedness and evil in these days and hours that we are living in. And if you're watching this, you're a part of it. It's whether we're going to speak out against evil or if we're going to sit back and just let everybody else do whatever they want to do. I feel that we need to stand up and speak out against evil in our nation. But anyways, we're not getting to politics. We're not getting into any of that. Let's turn the camera around. Let's talk about grass. Let's lighten the mood a little bit. Thank you for tuning in today, and let's check out my brother's lawn here in Wilmington, North Carolina. So they've had a lot of work done. I don't know when the last time we was here. I think we came in like November or October is the last time me and Sarah Jane came down, and we did a spray or something like that. That's when I mowed his lawn and did a video on that. He's had a lot of the wild Bermuda creep in. He's had a lot of weeds come in, and he's, you know, they're in the film industry. They're actually on strike right now. If you guys have heard about a strike going on, and the writers are striking in the film industry, it's affected them. Their show they was working got canceled, and now they're just at home. But you can see this was all just beautiful mulch when we was down here last. The plants have grown a little bit, but they've got a lot of broadleaf weeds, a lot of clover, a lot of Bermuda grass, like we were showing you in my weed bed, except for he's got it really bad, and we're south. We're in the more of the heat. We're in Wilmington, so that is not surprising at all. Again, this low is just spinning off the coast, and it is sprinkling even as I speak. But what my brother did recently was he's talking to me. What do I need to do? I want to get this yard right. What the contractor that came and put the palm trees in and did all this work for, you know, a very reasonable rate, put in irrigation for my brother and everything. What he did was he put down ryegrass. That's what the brown is that you're seeing. You're seeing the the ryegrass die off basically, because we're getting into summer, we're getting into warmer weather, and so the ryegrass is dying. Well, they told him that they had planted Bermuda, and the Bermuda would come up, the seed would lay dormant, and it would come up when it got hot. Well, of course, if you're chuckling at that, that's exactly what I did. I said, that sounds kind of weird, and I don't think that's happening. So my brother put down, just recently went to Lowe's. I said, well, if you're going to go Bermuda, once you go Bermuda, you're not going back. Yeah, well, I want to do Bermuda. I said, Bermuda thrives down there. You can do sod. It's more expensive. We can try seed. And he grabbed a bag of Scott's Bermuda seed. It's got that powdery, like water absorbent, whatever on it. And he's got roughly 16,000 square feet. So you're talking about probably like 10,000 square feet here and like 6 back here behind his home. But he got one bag that covers like 10,000 square feet and spread that equally in the front and backyard. So I think he went way thin. He should have got 2 bags, but again, he's new to lawn care, brand new to lawn care. So the goal here is he's had rain. He did this on Thursday, and it's been raining ever since Thursday, and it's this misty light, perfect to not wash away your seed, but to keep your seed moist rain. So the Lord has definitely blessed his efforts. But getting in here, you can see there's a lot of just mess. That's all this is. It's sandy soil if you haven't watched any of the videos, but you can see, even right here, I can see now, see the blue? It's very hard to pick up on, but that's the fertilizer. Even like right here, you can see the fertilizer. You can also see some of the blue seed that he put down for Bermuda. There you go, and you can see more of it over here. So he did put it down, and I can actually see it, so that's good that I can actually see it on the ground. But I looked up, how long does it actually take Bermuda to germinate? Internet geniuses say, or Google says 3 to 7 days is germination rate for Bermuda. And I was like, well, technically, Adam, by Monday, if you put it down on Thursday, by Monday you may see some coming up. But with all these weeds, it's kind of hard to tell, if anything's going to happen. He probably should have mowed all of this super low. That's what I would have done if you're working on Bermuda. If you're at the coast of North Carolina watching this channel and you're like, well, I did exactly what your brother did, or I'm about to try to do what your brother's doing. What would you have done differently? If it was you, I would have probably scalped it all the way down. Before I put any seed down, I would have mowed everything super low. And that's if I didn't kill everything in the beginning, like totally round up the whole entire yard, kill everything, and then come back and put my seed down on bare ground and then try to cover it with something like peat moss or something. But he's just got weeds out here in the dying ryegrass. So, but he's got it down and it's raining. So we'll see. Nothing's going to come up, and it'll be several weeks till I come back. But we'll see if this actually grows in, what it looks like. And hopefully he'll continue to feed it throughout the summer. And it's going to be a process. I've never seen Bermuda come up by seed. I normally have only seen it laid down through sod. This is what he's working with. This is what he's dealing with. We'll take a quick look at the backyard, and I'll show you some of the ryegrass that is hanging on that hasn't died off yet. So you can see back here, it's just a lot of sandy soil. You see, it's not dirt, it's not bare dirt, it's just sand. It's just crazy, totally different. I mean, you can see a shovel over here and it's just sand dirt. It's wild. But this is, you see all the brown, that's where all the ryegrass, clearly, I was like, I don't know what that is, Adam. They planted something. It's got to be like a contractor's mix or something. And clearly that's what it was. It's just ryegrass and it's died off. But you can see towards the shade, because we got trees back here on his fence line, that some of the ryegrass back here, I guess that's what it would be rye, is hanging on. And he did throw some seed back here. So it gives it a little cover not to wash away when you do have some stuff on the ground instead of killing it all off. So maybe that helps. Maybe it grows in. But yeah, it's really thin ryegrass back here, but it's turning brown and it's dying off. And I've seen that around my area of central North Carolina with ryegrass. I've seen a whole lawn that's just totally brown. I'm like, that guy put down ryegrass, didn't he? Because that whole lawn is just brown now. But I gave him the same advice I would give any of you to, number one, get a lawn care plan. I recommend the lawn care nut. I recommend GCI turf, warm season grass. Get the lawn care plan, have an idea what you're doing, let them guide you, because that's exactly what I did. And I'm so glad that I did that, because after about 1.5 years, 2 years, I didn't need the guide anymore. I kind of got with the program and knew that it's temperature based, it's soil based. What's the soil temperatures based on what I need to be doing, and I picked up on it for fescue. And so that's what I encourage. If you're dealing with warm season, you're like, well, I got a backyard, I want to do Bermuda, I've always thought about this, where do I start? Well, start with a warm season lawn care plan. Let those experts guide you into how to get it started, and then once you get into the rhythm, pass that on to somebody else that may want to use that. But it's going to take some time to establish Bermuda back here. But again, Bermuda is an aggressive spreading grass, so once we get it growing, maybe you don't need to buy as much seed as fescue. I don't know, I don't have a warm season lawn care plan, I'm not an expert on it, I'm just showing you what he's got here. And so we'll see if it spreads, we'll see if that, over time, does that Bermuda just take over the whole yard and slowly just begin to fill in all the gaps and holes where seed did not fall. I don't know. Let me know your comments below if you think that will happen, or if you're a Bermuda expert down there in the South or in the transition zone and know the answer to this, and how difficult in this sandy soil will it be for Bermuda. Couldn't tell you. I just know that with sandy soils, it doesn't hold the nutrients that our dirt does. Remember our test on the back porch where we had 4 different pots: lawn soil, dirt. The dirt came up first because dirt holds all the nutrients that God has put in the dirt for the seed. And so sand doesn't hold that same nutrition value for seed. It has to be supplemented in, and that's where I think my brother's going to have a challenge, because he's not a lawn care guy. He don't have this 4-gallon backpack sprayer. He's not using biostimulants. That may be something that's more important in a sandy soil lawn than in a clay or a regular regular lawn in the Piedmont area of North Carolina. So anyways, sorry to blab on. I know it's not a typical video, but I had to come up with something for you guys on this Memorial Day. So I hope that you will give it a thumbs up and like it. Cheer my brother on, give him some positivity in the comment section if you made it all the way through this far. But thank you guys for tuning in, and I hope you have a wonderful Memorial Day weekend or week or day as you're watching this, wrapping up the weekend. We will be back with another fescue video, I promise you, on Wednesday. So God bless you. Hope you enjoy this time off, and remember all those that gave their lives for the country of the United States of America. We salute you and the families. God bless. We'll see you Wednesday.